Hi, how are you doing today? Lisa R. Gray here, and I'm a mother, I'm an author, a speaker, writer, and minister. And I'm out here just to talk to you and to really want to encourage, enlighten, and educate you regarding the topic of CSA, which is child sexual abuse. You see, I'm a mother who found out that my daughter had been sexually abused by her stepfather, and she didn't tell anyone until after I divorced him, and she was felt safe. He was out of the home, and that's when she felt safe enough to tell someone. And since that time, we've been on a journey, and we're on a journey now to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I made, to ensure that our children are safe, to educate you exactly what is CSA, what is child sexual abuse, what does it entail? Does it mean that there's touch? And the answer to that is no. CSA does not mean that there is any touch involved at all. Sometimes it's simply just showing the pornography or letting a child see the actual act of sexual intercourse. There's all types of CSA that different children experience, and unfortunately, we're not done a very good job about talking about it so that they're prepared and that they feel that they have a voice and they can put a stop to it. So that's what we want to do. We really want to encourage those of you who have gone through this. We want to encourage the family members. We want to enlighten people to the amount of CSA that's happening out there. The number of people that have talked to me and told me for the very first time, because they haven't told anyone. They kept it a secret. People who have died and took that secret to the grave with them. And that should not be. We're going to have to tell somebody about it. We're going to have to open up and talk about it. I'm not going to say that it won't be difficult because initially it's very difficult. But at this point, we're healed. My daughter is doing wonderful. And we want someone else to walk into that same freedom that we're walking in. And that's why we're talking about it. Now, the book that we wrote is called They Don't Tell. Let me get it for you. It's called They Don't Tell, Child Abuse from a Mother's Perspective. Because we didn't talk about the actual abuse, we talked about the after effects and what it was like for me as a family member to find out that even though my daughter was in a good home, even though my daughter had two parents in the household, her stepfather took advantage of the fact that her father wasn't anywhere around and not a real part of her life. And that's happened over and over again. As we've gone and we've done some research and we've gone back to school and now we're a professional counselor and we talk to other people who have been sexually abused. And the number of people that tell us, family members and trusted friends and those who are in the inner circle, let me tell you, CSA is all about access and trust. It's about who has access to your child. See, it's not the stranger that is doing CSA. It's someone that's within the family or a close family friend, someone within the circle, coaches, teachers, ministers. It's people that have access and that you trust as a parent, and they don't deserve our trust. So I'm saying to you, have a healthy dose of suspicion because that betrayal makes it hard for some parents to even believe when their child tells them that so-and-so has touched me. Some parents' reaction is, oh, they wouldn't do that, or, oh, they didn't mean that. And then that shuts the child down. So don't you do that. We're going to have to believe our children. We're going to have to talk about it so that if our children have not come to us, we go to them and let them know that it's safe to tell us, that we are a safe place. Now, one of the other things that I wanted to discuss today was the security, the safety of your child. If your child has exposed to you that something has taken place, how did you react? Did you let them know that it wasn't their fault? Did you let them know that they're safe now, that you're going to take care of things? You're going to ensure that they don't have to worry about that ever happening again. Too many times that has not been the response of parents. Too many times that's not what a child heard on the other end. So we need to talk about ensuring that your child is safe, ensuring that what happened the first time, the second time, the third time, it doesn't happen again. We're going to have to take whatever actions are necessary to ensure the safety of our children. We're going to have to tell the authorities. We're going to have to let them know. Sometimes you might have to get a protective order. You might have to. Sometimes you might have to leave that place that had been home in order to ensure that your child is safe from any further harm. You see, what happens too often is when a child does tell, they're not believed. No one does anything. No one says anything. And that's where we're stuck. We're stuck because we feel guilty, we feel shame. But we're going to have to talk to the child and let them know that they didn't do anything, that we're going to take care of it. And then at a later time, you might want to go back and revisit, see where the child is. Everyone's anxious, everyone's on pins and needles, but we're going to have to work through that ourselves. We're going to have to work through that ourselves, and we're going to have to come and talk to our children and let them know you're so glad that they told you. You're so glad that they're not keeping that to themselves, that they're not walking around with that pain. You're so glad that they brought that to the light, because now that you know, you can do something about it. You see, now that you know, you can put a stop to it. Now that you're aware, you can be your child's hero. Now that you're aware, you can let your child know that they've done nothing wrong, that it's not their responsibility, that was an adult who abused their responsibility. Let's talk to our children. Let's let them know that they've done nothing wrong, that you're so glad that they came to you and let you know about it. Let them know that they're protecting someone else from having it happen to them. We're going to have to talk about this, and we're going to have to let our children know that you are a safe place, that it's safe to talk to them, that you're going to do whatever you have to do as a parent to ensure their safety so that does not happen to them again. You can get my book on my website, lisargray.com. You can take a look at Facebook. You can reach me on Facebook, as They Don't Tell. Or you can email me personally. My email is kidsdon'ttell@gmail.com. Let's talk about CSA. Let's not walk around in shame. Let's not walk around in guilt. Let's just talk about it. It's happening more than what we realize. Thank you.